So the Brooklyn Nets have an absolute superstar in the making. Damn it, he might be a superstar already. And we're obviously talking about MIKAL Bridges. On both ends of the floor, he's elite. And over these 18 games, he's shown absolute elite potential on both sides of the floor. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. Well, we already figured out MIKAL Bridges was this good after his first 5 to 10 games in Brooklyn. When I mean this good, I'm talking about potentially being a superstar. And I get that. But the way I function is I like players to show this over a semi-extended period of time for me to have such expectations and such like high standards to hold them to rather than doing it prematurely. For example, when Josh Hart was traded to Portland last year, he played 10 games in which Dame and Anthony Simons weren't present and he averaged damn near 20 points a game. No, I'm not comparing Josh Hart to MIKAL Bridges, but I'm just saying that's why a player's got to do it over a sustained period of time so you can have more of an accurate judgment. And MIKAL Bridges has started to do that. His numbers have been absolutely phenomenal, with the guy averaging 25.8 points per game, 4.6 rebounds and 2.4 assists on 49.7% from the field and a whopping 39.8% from three on 6.3 attempts per game. I feel like a big knock on MIKAL's game before is that he's always been a very high percentage 3-point shooter, but his volume isn't very high. That volume has increased to now 6 per game since he's been in Brooklyn, and damn it, that could even go to 8 because I feel like he's such an efficient 3-point shooter. And on the season, he's averaging as a whole, including his stint in Phoenix, is averaging around 17, 4 and 4. Now, I feel like MIKAL Bridges has not only showcased his ability to be a go-to offensive guy, but his mid-range game has been absolutely money. He's shooting around 54-55% from the mid-range area, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's stellar, and I feel like MIKAL showed everyone the side of his game which we haven't seen. Phoenix Suns fans say all the time when he was a Phoenix Sun that he needs to be involved more in the offense. If he had the keys to an offense, he'd do this, but no one knew that MIKAL could literally emulate 7 himself. I'm talking about KD, because watching him looks like a spin image of him from the wingspan to the mid-range pull-up. No, I'm not saying he's as good because KD's on another level, but I'm just saying MIKAL Bridges' game looks very similar, and damn it, he said himself that he models his game after KD himself. So as a whole, I feel like MIKAL Bridges has shown amazing signs, not only on the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side. He's already been third in the defensive player of the year ladder last year, maybe second, and in my opinion should have won it last year. So you're getting a guy who's going to be an all defensive first team lock, maybe even second team on a bad year, whatever, which is ridiculous because this guy's an elite defender. And offensively, now you've got an efficient 25 point per game scorer. Can this continue next season? Can this continue for the rest of the season? Only time will tell, and even in the postseason. But what we've seen so far, MIKAL Bridges is not only a competent scorer, he's a very, very good scorer and an elite defender. Obviously, his handle's still not the best. At the same time, he is 6'9". However, it's still good enough for him to get to his spots. If he improves on that even further, then he's going to be a formidable force going forward, because as it stands right now, there's not really an answer for him in the offense. And I like the way MIKAL Bridges has that mindset of he can still play off the ball. He's a very, very good cutter, and at the same time can create his own offense when needed to be. Those 3 things allow him to kind of slip back into that 3-and-D role in which he was in his first 2 seasons in Phoenix. And at the same time, when Jack Vaughn calls his number, he can be that go-to number 1 guy. And it's always great to have a player like that who can mold into different roles when you need him to. So if I'm being totally honest, MIKAL's been so impressive, because you see many cases of guys getting traded to slightly lesser teams who have less expectations, and yeah, their point per game numbers increase, but the efficiency significantly plummets and drops, or their efficiency just isn't great as a whole because they're taking 19 shots to get 22 points. Nah, in MIKAL Bridges' case, he's stupidly efficient, so he's comfortable and able to handle the amount of shots he's getting, plus giving you a very high point output, and his efficiency, like I said, is still amazing. So what that tells me is that MIKAL Bridges could potentially get even more shots than he's getting right now. Another thing I'd like to see him do is extend his 3-ball attempts per game to potentially 8 a game. That might be a stretch, but I feel like he's a very good shooter, and if you take them attempts from 6 to 8, that can elevate your game even more and make you even more of a respected shooter, even though you're going to respect him anyway because he's damn near a sniper at this point. But hey, Brooklyn Nets fans, if there ain't much for you to be happy about, MIKAL Bridges definitely is that one bright spot, because the signs he's showing have been absolutely phenomenal. And honestly, Sean Marks, well done for not accepting them 4 first-round picks you got for him on the trade deadline, MIKAL. MIKAL Bridges is already worth more than that. I believe he's tied on the contract for another 3, maybe 2 years, and it's an absolute still 20 mil a year for someone of his caliber is ridiculously cheap. So yeah, enjoy MIKAL Bridges while he's still here. I don't know how long he's going to be in Brooklyn for, but it looks like a very, very good pickup. And you're never going to win a KD trade. The team that loses KD is normally going to win the trade. But this is probably the best possible return you could have ever got, because MIKAL is somewhat similar to KD. Not as good, but at the same time, there's still a lot of room for him to improve and reach that full potential, which he's just about started showing in Brooklyn. But thank you guys so much for listening to this video. Please like, share, subscribe, leave your comments in the comment section down below. I like to hear your criticisms, whether it's positive, negative. I want to hear it anyway. But stay blessed, my people, and until the next one, peace.